Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. This is a sad one today. I honestly told myself I was going to make a video about SummerSlam today. Talking about 2018. If I had time, try to fit in a little video about the Daniel Bryan versus The Miz match, since I haven't had a chance to make one yet. I literally just came out for lunch today. I got my Hot Pocket here. And I was going to be snacking on that. And I opened up my computer, and I saw the tweet from Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And it just said that he didn't have the words to describe what he was thinking. And I knew right away. It was a picture of the Heart Foundation that Jim the Anvil Neidhart had passed away. I haven't read the stories. I don't know what happened. We all know about Jim the Anvil Neidhart. I mean, he's made this public, that basically talking about his drug addictions, from being on Total Divas, and I don't really know why he would do that if he needed the payday. It's not like the Heart Foundation or the Natalia's family or Total Divas needed that storyline and able to be keep the show going, but they decided to make that public, and that was something that he'd been fighting on the show. I don't know if that ties into what he was doing, but Jim the Anvil Neidhart will go down as one of those, really great 1980s wrestlers. He never really had a true singles run, but he was involved in some of the best runs with Bret the Hitman Hart. The Heart Foundation easily ranks in my non-gimmicked top 5 tag teams. I believe I have that video up if you want to go back and check out. But when it comes down to it, it's the Legion of Doom, Demolition, Heart Foundation, the Orient Express, and I don't even know who number 5 would be, but you got to put them in there. The team of Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart was such a really good team, where Bret could go in there and be the technical wrestler, and then simply make that mistake and then be that guy who would have to sell for 10 to 15 minutes, just getting beat on as they the other team cuts the ring off, and then Anvil finally gets that tag, and then that hot tag just comes in, just fighting everybody off, knocking everybody out before they were able to get the win. The Heart Foundation had one of those really long runs with the titles. They had feuds with the British Bulldogs. They had feuds with Demolition. And they had a lot of runs. And then basically when WWF at the time decided that they were going to make Bret the Hitman Hart a singles wrestler, Jim the Anvil Neidhart stepped into the booth and started doing commentary on Wrestling Superstars, Wrestling Challenge. I didn't think he was the best commentator, but as a kid, he didn't make it unwatchable. And then once he came back, of course, he had the tag team, the New Foundation with Owen Hart. What else did he really do? He did that short run of Wrestle Crapness that everybody seems to remember when he came running back in. He did the gimmick of Who. And that just basically was, for Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig doing commentary with Vince McMahon at the time, to be able to do like the Who's on First skit, basically but with wrestling. That didn't really go anywhere. The Anvil would sort of leave and come back as a favor to Stu Hart from Vince McMahon. Stu would always call Vince and ask for them to bring back the Anvil, and he would bring him back every time. Of course, he would be part of that 1993 run of Bret and Owen, where basically the Anvil was supposed to be in the corner of Bret the Hitman Hart, but ended up siding with Owen, turning against Bret, sort of like the guys who got left behind as Bret reached into stardom. From there, of course, they would restart up the Heart Foundation. At that time, I think that the Anvil was doing a lot of tag team matches with Davey Boy. And then after the screw job, when Bret left to go to WCW, The Anvil and Davey Boy Smith both went with them. In WCW, I think they had some tag team matches. If the Anvil had anything of a singles run, I can honestly tell you that I don't really remember it. Nothing in WCW really, moved the meter, I guess you can say. And I'm pretty sure that the Anvil never had a chance to come back and do anything, besides for just being an asterisk member of the Generation X, where he joined the group for a night and then they turned on him, to sort of say goodbye to him in WWF. So besides for his run on Total Divas, I don't even think the Anvil came back for WrestleMania 26. I don't think he was there. I'm pretty damn sure he wasn't there, because I honestly think, besides for having Earl Hebner be there, who was tied up with his contract in TNA, I think that the Anvil was one of the guys that people wanted to see come out with Brett, especially during that whole, mess of just everybody against Vince match. But the Anvil, he's going to be missed. He's never going to be on anybody's, top 5 singles wrestlers or favorite wrestlers of all time. But to not have him around, and especially, Natalya still being WWF, she's got to be feeling it today. It's a sad one, and it hurts. And, damn, we keep losing these guys. And I think he died at only 63 years old. To me, it just seems like that's way too young.